Hi, my name is Megan Malone. I've been a chemical technician at Plant Daniel for 3 years now, and I just want to take a little bit of your time to welcome you to Mississippi Power and talk to you a little bit about our safety culture. It didn't take me long to realize once I started with the company that safety was truly a core value of Mississippi Power. My very first day, in fact, they whisked me away to a general safety meeting. It's just a time that we all get together, the entire plant, and talk about safety and what's going on in the plant and anything that you need to know that's going on. But it was also a really great experience and a good first introduction to the company. I really realized that I had made the right decision. I was in the right place. We truly are our brothers and sisters keepers. And the whole point of being your brothers and sisters keeper is making sure that everybody leaves the plant every day the same way they showed up to work that morning. We want to make sure that we get everybody home safely to their family. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. One of our most important principles is Target Zero, and the idea around Target Zero is zero accidents. So when you hear that, that's the first thing you think of, but it's more than that. It's a way of life. You have to commit to safety every day and making sure that there's zero possibilities for accidents, and by following these safety principles, by showing up every day, scoping out your job, doing your job safety briefing every morning, talking with your coworkers, figuring out what you're going to do, and by following these basic safety principles, we can achieve Target Zero.
Safety is a core value and it's critical to our success. From day one at Mississippi Power Company, that was instilled in me as being one of our core values. Principle-centered leadership is part of our foundation and our core. Safety is the same way. It's part of our foundation, is who we are. When we speak of core values, those are those tenets, those principles that are part of what I call a foundation. Safety is part of that foundation for us. It doesn't matter how quickly we get the lights on during a storm. If someone gets hurt, then it wasn't worth it. No matter what type of role or position we have, whether it's a storm or just doing our everyday job, safety has to be in the front of us at all times. It's part of our foundation, it's who we are.
All occupational injuries and illnesses can be prevented. Especially since the advent of Target Zero, we have a much more questioning attitude. I've always felt that any question should be able to be asked as long as you do it respectfully. I don't feel that any one person can see everything. And where we work inside a substation, inside that fence, everything around you, almost within arm's reach, is energized at high voltage. And it takes a lot of set of eyes to see everything. And I think when you have everybody involved in the crew, from the senior guy to the lowest guy out there, and they're watching, have a good understanding of what everybody's doing, it's just the best way to do it. Target Zero, to me, means no unsafe acts. It's much better to take your time, ask questions, talk to your supervisor, call a supervisor if you need to, but we're not going to work dangerously. The work itself is dangerous enough. At the beginning of each job, not just the beginning of each day, anytime a job changes, we have a job site briefing. We talk about things before we do them. That to me, just the conversation and the talk is one of the biggest preventers of accidents that there are. Just the conversation about what you're fixing to do is amazing how much that can prevent uh-ohs, from minor to serious.
Safe behavior is an expectation of every employee. That's our safety belief number 3. And to me, there's nothing more important. That's about taking personal responsibility for being safe every day. When you internalize that commitment to safety, it extends beyond your job. It extends out to your family, to your kids, to your neighbors. You're a safety advocate at that point, and people see you as that. And that's really what at Mississippi Power, we want safety to be all about with our employees. We want it to be beyond just the workplace. We want it to be a core value, and that's called Safety 360. Getting the President's Award was a nice recognition, but it was really more about what safety means to me. What Mississippi Power has taught me is important about safety, not because you're waiting for somebody to tell you did a good job, or not because you got recognized for the President's Award, but because it's the right thing to do, and it's one of our core values that's deeply entrenched in us.
We are responsible and accountable for our safety and the safety of others. That means that I'm going to hold my brothers and sisters accountable in the workplace. Here at Mississippi Power, we have a voice in where we can speak up as far as when we see unsafe acts. I don't have to go to a manager. That's my job, to hold you accountable if there's an unsafe act. If I see something that is unsafe, then I'm going to bring it to your attention, and I would expect the same of you to do that for me. The reason we hold each other accountable here at Mississippi Power is because we want that person to go back home the way they came to work. Their family is expecting them at home in the evening.
Employee ownership is the foundation of our safety culture. Since day one of starting the company, it's been instilled that it's our safety program. It's not the management safety program. It's not the company safety program. It's each individual employee, and then we, have the input, we have the ownership, and that's what makes our program so effective. I firmly believe that when you walk through the door, the first thing you got to have is a positive attitude. You've got to believe that every day you're going to go home the same way you came to work, and that your brother and sisters at work are going to do the same way. You're going to be your brother and sister's keeper. But you have to have a positive attitude, and you have to, I think it's the very first thing that you have to have, at work every day. Safety Net was designed to be a program for every employee at Mississippi Power. It's not a program just designed for high-risk employees doing high-risk jobs. And we've had a huge response by making it, and pushing it as a program for everybody.
There's a lot of wonderful things about becoming a Mississippi Power employee. And one of the best things about it is you got a company that really cares about you. They care about you and your safety, and they care about your family and the community. So it's a great place to work, and I just wish you all the best with your career.